Good morning. Thanks very much for joining us. As Congress prepares to return after a district work period to face a fast-developing impeachment inquiry, we're joined today by a key figure in the House of Representatives, Congresswoman Katherine Clark of the 5th District, first elected in 2013 to fill the seat vacated by Senator Ed Markey. She's currently vice chair of the House Democratic Caucus, the 6th-ranking post in the House Democratic leadership. Congresswoman, welcome.
Oh, great to be with you, John.
Good to have you back here. So you came out in favor of this impeachment inquiry back in July at a time when Speaker Pelosi and other Democrats were resisting that move as too potentially divisive or politically risky. But since the revelations about the White House apparently seeking the help of foreign governments and digging up dirt on Joe Biden and his family, the poll numbers have really flipped from majority disapproval of impeachment to majority support in the latest Washington Post poll that came out on Tuesday, the day we're taping this. 30% of Republicans support impeachment. Why? What is happening here?
I think what we have clearly on display, what the president has told us he has done, is an abuse of power. It is using our national security, our State Department, for the president's own political gain. That is something that strikes Americans as wrong. And I can tell you, having traveled the country last year during the midterms, Texas, Illinois, Wyoming, California, people understand corruption, whether they're in a red state or a blue state, and that's what is on display here. The president's corruption in such a clear way is put forth in the whistleblower complaint. And as the evidence continues to mount, it continues to support a picture of a president who is not working for the American people, but has in fact betrayed his oath of office to help dig up dirt and use a foreign government to do it.
And this has broken through in a way that the years of Mueller, Russia investigation did not. Why?
I think it's one phrase. Can you do me a favor, though? Yeah. It is in that call. It is clear from the summary of the call that was released from the White House that this was transactional. Again, not to uphold our Constitution, not to work for the United States security, not to work for global security and support an ally who needs it, which is Ukraine, but to dig up dirt on a political opponent and pursue a unsubstantiated conspiracy theory.
Now, we see the White House refusing to allow State Department witnesses to testify before Congress, as they've been doing throughout the year before this became an impeachment inquiry. What reason is there to believe the Democrats will do anything more about it than they did earlier this year?
What we've seen from this White House consistently, as you said, is unprecedented stonewalling, whether it was looking into the obstruction of the Mueller investigation, whether it was looking into the ACA and what prompted them to repeal the entire provision and pursue that in the courts, obstructing giving us policies and thinking about the separation of families. But this is different because we opened an impeachment inquiry, which gives us more leverage, and when there isn't compliance with subpoenas from Congress as a co-equal branch of government, which this president tends to forget, we have the power of bringing an article of impeachment for obstruction. All
right, well, I'm sure we'll be watching closely. Let's take a quick break, and when we return, we'll talk a little bit about an important anniversary this month with our guest, Congresswoman Katherine Clark of the 5th District. So please stay with us.